Did you know that if Elon Musk spent $1 million every single day, it'd take him over 600 years to burn through his fortune? 600 years, longer than it took humanity to go from horse-drawn carriages to landing on the moon, twice. Picture that. Centuries of lavish spending, and he'd still have change left over. Today we're diving deep into why Elon Musk, with a net worth soaring past $250 billion as of early 2025, doesn't need to steal your money, or anyone's. It's not just because he's drowning in cash, though he's got enough to make a dragon jealous. It's about what he's doing with it, or, more importantly, what he's not doing with it. So stick around. This one's a wild ride from Mars to McLaren's and back again. Let's wrap our heads around that $250 billion, because it's a number so big it's basically a plot twist. That's enough to buy every single NFL team, twice, and still throw the most epic Super Bowl bash in history, with fireworks spelling out "Take that, Bezos." He could snatch up a private island the size of Hawaii, deck it out with a fleet of gold-plated yachts, and have billions left to turn Luxembourg into Muskistan, complete with Tesla roller coasters and SpaceX launch pads. But here's the jaw-dropper. Elon doesn't care about your money, or anyone's, because he's already got more than he could blow through if he lived to be 1,000. And the wildest part? He's not even trying to spend it on the stuff you'd expect from a billionaire with that kind of clout. Imagine the billionaire playbook: mega mansions with indoor waterfalls, private jets with monogrammed seats, a garage stuffed with supercars just to flex on Instagram. Now toss that playbook into a shredder, because Elon's not following it. A few years back, he went full Marie Kondo on his real estate, sold off nearly everything, including a $62 million Bel Air mansion that could have doubled as a movie set. Where's he crashing now? A $50,000 prefab box near his Texas gigafactory. Think tiny home vibes, barely bigger than a shipping container. He's been caught sleeping on friends' couches, camping out at SpaceX HQ, even joking on X about not having a decent shower some days. This is a guy who could buy half of California and turn it into a personal theme park, but instead, he's living like a tech nomad who just spent his last dime on a risky startup. So why doesn't Elon need to scam you, me, or that sketchy dude hawking fake Rolexes on the street? Because the usual trappings of wealth, fancy cars, diamond-encrusted watches, a closet full of tailored suits, don't spark joy for him. Sure, he's got a Cybertruck rolling around somewhere, and back in 2000, he owned a McLaren F1, one of the rarest, fastest cars ever built, worth a cool $1 million. Most people would treat it like a museum piece, polish it daily, maybe take it for a spin to impress the neighbors. Not Elon. He floored it on a California highway, lost control, and turned it into $1 million pile of twisted metal. No insurance, because why bother when you're Elon Musk? He laughed it off, dusted himself off, and walked away. That's not a guy who clings to wealth. That's a guy who sees money as a toy to tinker with, not a crown to wear. For Elon, wealth isn't about flexing, it's fuel. Rocket fuel, battery power, brain chip bandwidth. This isn't some tycoon stacking cash to see how many zeros he can rack up before the clock runs out. He's counting how many starships he can blast into orbit, how many Teslas he can churn out, how many neurons he can hook up to a computer. His money's a tool, a really, really big one, and he's wielding it like a hammer on the toughest nails he can find. Because here's the thing, Elon's not hoarding billions to build a Scrooge McDuck vault and swim in gold coins, though that'd be a sight. He's pouring it into projects so ambitious they sound like they were pitched in a late-night sci-fi binge session. Let's break down those projects, because this is where Elon goes from rich guy to mad genius. Tesla? That's his all-out war on fossil fuels, electrifying the planet one sleek Model 3 at a time, with a side mission to make gas stations a relic of the past. SpaceX? That's his obsession with turning humanity into a multi-planetary species, because he's dead serious about Mars being our next home. He's even said he wants to die there, just not on impact, because that'd ruin the vibe. Neuralink? He's trying to wire our brains into computers so we don't get left in the dust by AI. Imagine playing Call of Duty with your thoughts. The Boring Company? It's his quirky stab at beating traffic jams with underground tunnels. Less glamorous, sure, but he's already dreaming of Hyperloop networks and subterranean cities. And that's not all. Solar City push solar power, Starlink's blanketing Earth with internet from space, and the Hyperloop? He just tossed that idea out there like, hey, someone else build this, I'm busy. This guy's playing 4D chess while the rest of us are still arguing over the rules of tic-tac-toe. He's sunk billions, his own billions, into these ventures, not because he's chasing a quick buck or a cushy retirement. He's borderline obsessed with solving problems. Big, messy, humanity-sized problems. Take Starlink. He's launching thousands of satellites to beam internet to every corner of the globe, from rural farms to Antarctic research stations. Why? Because he thinks connectivity's a human right, and it'll be pretty handy when we're tweeting from Mars. Or SpaceX. He's not just building rockets, he's building a future where Earth's just one chapter in the human story. When your bucket list includes colonizing planets, reversing climate change, and upgrading the human brain, scamming some poor soul out of their savings doesn't even make it to the napkin sketch phase. Here's the kicker. If Elon wanted to fleece people, he wouldn't even need to break a sweat. He could slap his name on anything and watch the cash avalanche in. Elon's Martian hot sauce tastes like regret and rocket fumes, $50 a jar. Ode to Elon cologne, notes of steel, ambition, and a hint of burnt Tesla rubber, $200 a pop. He'd sell out faster than you can say limited edition. Heck, he accidentally turned Dogecoin into a billion-dollar meme just by tweeting about it. Imagine if he tried to grift. But instead, he's out here launching a Tesla Roadster into space with Space Oddity on loop, tweeting dank memes on X, and occasionally tanking crypto markets for laughs. The man's got no patience for petty cons. His sights are set on the stars, and your wallet's not even a blip on his radar. And how does he run these empires? Not from a corner office with a martini in hand. He's sleeping on factory floors during Tesla's production crunch, sketching rocket designs on whatever's handy, micromanaging Neuralink trials like a sci-fi director on a deadline. This isn't about padding his bank account, it's about pushing the envelope until it tears. He's not some detached CEO counting dividends. He's in the trenches, tweaking, tinkering, dreaming. Starlink's a perfect example. Those satellites aren't just a business, they're a lifeline he's throwing to the future. Same with Tesla, every car's a brick in his wall against climate collapse. The guy's not content with changing one game, he's rewriting the whole rulebook for humanity. Now, let's keep it real. He's not a saint, and this isn't a hagiography. He's a capitalist to the bone, ruthless when it suits him. He's dodged taxes like it's a high-score challenge, pushed his workers so hard they've filed lawsuits, and racked up enemies from Wall Street to union halls. Tesla's had its scandals, production delays, quality hiccups. SpaceX has had its share of fiery failures, literal explosions. And his ex-posts? They've landed him in hot water more times than we can count. Remember the funding-secured tweet that cost him $20 million? But stealing your money? That's small fry nonsense. Elon's too busy trying to save the world, or at least reshape it into something out of his favorite sci-fi novels. With a fortune that size, why bother with the little guy when you're already bending physics, economics, and the future to your will? So next time someone whispers that Elon's out to scam you, just chuckle. The dude's got bigger fish to fry, like, say, the entire trajectory of the human race. He doesn't need your money. He's got enough of his own to fund a Martian empire, toss in a moon base, and maybe build a Death Star just for kicks. And here's the real twist. He'd probably trade it all for a working Hyperloop, a self-sustaining Mars colony, or a brain chip that lets him play Skyrim with his mind over another yacht or a private jet. Wealth's just a wrench to him. A massive, shiny wrench, and he's swinging it at the toughest bolts he can find. Climate change, space travel, human evolution. Love him or hate him, you can't deny he's aiming higher than your average billionaire. While other tycoons are yacht hopping in the Caribbean or snapping up their 5th vacation home in the Alps, Elon's plotting how to get 1 million people off planet and power the grid with sunshine. His ideas don't always stick the landing. Cybertruck's unbreakable glass? Shattered on live TV. Tesla Semi? Still playing hide-and-seek with deadlines. But he's not out to pick your pocket. He's too busy chasing a vision that might just change everything, or blow up spectacularly trying. So maybe we should all take a cue from him. Think bigger, dream weirder, and stop sweating the small stuff. Like, your spare change. That's the wrap on this Dealmaker Diaries deep dive. What's your take? Does Elon's mission make him a visionary trailblazer, a mad scientist with a fat wallet, or just a billionaire with too many wild hairs and not enough sleep? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if this ride sparked something, and subscribe for more breakdowns of the world's boldest dealmakers. Until next time, keep pushing, aim high, and maybe dream a little bigger than swiping someone's lunch money. Catch you on the next one.